Smart Access to Digital Heritage and Memory. And it's a work done by one institute of the National Research Council in Italy, the Opera del Vocabolario Italiano. And so who's going to present this work? Alessia?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me just fine?
Yes,
okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to share my desktop, okay?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Just a moment. Okay.
Okay, I think she left. So I don't know. Maria.
Yeah, what's the problem?
She wasn't able to share the screen, and then she left Zoom.
Probably she just clicked in the wrong. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Here she is. Okay.
Great.
Alessia?
But we don't hear her.
No, if you're speaking, we are not hearing you. Because you're muted, I think.
Maybe we need to write her in the chat. Alessia.
Sembra abbia il microfono spento.
Sì.
Alessia?
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can hear you also. So.
Okay, it was a privacy problem with Zoom.
Classic. Yeah, don't worry.
Perfect. Okay. So we are all set now, right? Okay. Is it?
Yes, please. You can start.
Okay, perfect. So good morning, I'm Alessia Spadi, and together with my colleague Federica Spinelli, this morning we are going to give a brief presentation of the Restore project. Restore is a 2-year project and it started last year in June. It was co-funded by the Regione Toscana and it features among its partners a research institute that is CNR Opera del Vocabolario Italiano. In fact, we work under the supervision of Emiliano Degl'Innocenti. Then there are cultural institutions such as State Archives of Prato, Municipal Museum of Palazzo Pretorio, and Tuscany Archives and Library Superintendents. And then there is an enterprise space SPA that will assist us during this project. The partners are also our primary data providers, and with their data, the project aims to create a system populated with a relevant portion of the city's documentary heritage, so that we aim to have, at the end of this project, a multi-level reconstruction of the social reality of the city of Prato, starting from the Middle Ages and possibly arriving to the 20th century. For these objectives, we aim to create a platform that will enhance remote consulting of the partners' resources through the use of linked open data and by bringing to the users advanced tool to search and browse the project knowledge base. But before arriving there, we need to process the data that our partners are giving us. The resources for the Restore project cover a variety of disciplines, archival, history, philology, lexicography, etc. Moreover, among the partners, there is also a museum. So we need to consider also the topic of cultural heritage science. Unfortunately, as it often happens, these resources, we have a very rich ecosystem of digital resources, but it is also very fragmented. We have a very high fragmentation level, so high that it threatens to damage its value. This is common, especially in the cultural heritage field. So, our quality content, in our case produced by libraries, archives, and research center, is often difficult to find and scarcely accessible. Moreover, it is characterized by a low level of interoperability and still dominated by data silo logic. For our objective, managing all possible levels of the conversion of meanings, data structure, etc., through the scientific domain that I just illustrated, that are the reference for the Restore project, this task cannot be reduced to just the creation of a product. It involves the structuring of a process, which involves different layers of complexity. This process is interesting not per se, merely from a technological point of view, but it's aimed to achieve two of our strategic objectives, that are accessibility and reuse. So, in order to improve the situation that I just illustrated, so fostering resources interoperability, increasing efficiency, transparency, rapid dissemination of resources, facilitating reuse, etc. It is crucial to change the paradigm from data silo logic to linked open data logic. Restore, in fact, aims at building a knowledge base populated with curated, scientifically reliable information according to the FAIR principle. So the information should be made fundable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. That said, we first equipped ourselves with a data management system. The panorama of tools for data management is extremely broad. However, based on the specific needs of the project stakeholder, considered in different usage scenario, we choose SICAN as the data management store. The basic goals we set were allowing data and metadata management and dissemination, also through a well-documented API that SICAN has, and being supported by a large community of users, as well as offering a series of extensible features for data processing and visualization with open source licenses. Moreover, SICAN also came with a wide set of extensions, and it is widely used also in the field of open government data. For the following steps of data mapping and processing, I'll actually let my colleague Federica talk about it. Since she's working on it, she can give a more meaningful insight about the topic. So, Federica, the chair is yours, and I retain control of the desktop. Federica?
Thank you, Alessia. Thank you, Alessia, and good morning, everyone. I will briefly talk about data life cycle that is carried out in close cooperation with domain experts and is validated by the scientific committee. The data workflow goes from data ingestion to final publication through data processing. In the first phase of the project, the resources provided by the partners and the problems related to their integrations were analyzed to elaborate an efficient data management workflow. Follow the process of identification of the classes and properties based on the CDOC conceptual reference model. During the phase of ontology modeling, high-level entities and the relationships between them have been identified through the analysis of the existing data structures. To define the mapping for each source, we use a tool. Please, Alessia, go on the next slide, please.
Sorry, Federica, we have a problem, but you go on, I'll try to solve this.
Okay. We use Karma. Karma is a tool that proposes a semantic approach to data mapping. Okay. It is a mapping tool that can be used to map data in a variety of formats and from a variety of data sources, such as databases, spreadsheets, XML files, etc. etc. So we use Karma for syntactic and semantic mapping of the schemas and standards used in each specific file. So in the specific file of the archives and museums. First, we model source data according to the classes and properties defined in the and Karma lets to recognize the mapping of the data to the ontology and then uses the ontology to suggest semantic types and relationships between them. Next slide, please.
We have a little gap, so you go on and it change.
Okay.
In a while.
Karma provides a graphical user interface to make easy for users to map databases to an ontology. So the figure that maybe will you can see, I hope, shows a Karma screen with the carteggio datini loaded and modeled according to the CDOC CRM ontology. I can't go if you can see the Karma screen.
No, we can't.
Okay.
Federica, you also ran out of time, so
okay.
I want to highlight the most important things and
okay. So the mapping process is an iterative process. So once it's approved, it's possible to extend the process, sharing the results obtained with other projects such as SHOCK. And finally, we can look at European Open Science Cloud as a long-term perspective. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Federica. Thank you, Alessia.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
No problem. It was quite easy to follow the presentation anyway. So Gianmaria, I think we are late on the program, so I don't know if we want to take one question.
Yeah, thank you, Alessia, and thank you to all the speakers and the participants. So we are done with the first with the first two sessions. And now we have the lunch break that will last till 2 p.m. Yeah, we have 1 hour and 10 minutes. I hope is enough. We are a bit late, but we should start on time. Otherwise, we get very late with the panel. So we will be back at 2 p.m. There will be a panel with a brief introduction from the chairs. Then we have 5 panelists discussing IR, CDL, and the future of digital libraries from different perspectives.